What if we told you there was a place where no one can use a cell phone, Wi-Fi is not allowed, where even finding a radio station can be difficult?
There's probably no teenagers there.
They're very frustrated if they are.
There's a town in West Virginia, a few hours to the south of us, where life is a little different from what we're used to, and David Highfield went for a visit there. Hey, David.
Yeah, this was fascinating. The town is called Green Bank, West Virginia, and if you're sick of your kids having their heads buried in their phones, well, it might sound like nirvana to you. It's part of what's called a radio quiet zone, and there's a very good reason why. It's a place where you can hear nature. You can hear yourself think. It's also a place where some very important listening is going on. Green Bank, West Virginia is home to the largest movable radio telescope in the world.
For the people in the immediate area of the telescope, we really need the quiet.
They're trying to pick up very faint signals from outer space. So people in this small town can't have some of today's modern conveniences.
I guess in some sense you can say they can't have 2016, all right? They're living in 1990.
For starters, cell phones do not work here.
The big question for us is, how do we live without cell phones?
The answer is, people are doing just fine without them. Do you miss it?
Absolutely not, because I've never had one.
Emergency-wise, it'd be nice to have one, but peacefulness, we don't need them.
Good afternoon, Trent.
At Trent's General Store, they'll let you use their landline, or you can use one of the town's payphones if you're passing through.
People come in and they say, where can I go to get phone service around here? And they act like they're pretty aggravated.
Wi-Fi isn't allowed here either. Even microwave ovens closest to the telescope have to be in protective steel boxes. Your car radio will just scan for stations without finding much, and when they got a Dollar General, even the automatic doors had to be changed out because they were interfering with the telescope. Green Bank is in the middle of something called the National Radio Quiet Zone, a 13,000 square mile area where radio transmissions are restricted. Otherwise, the work done here would be difficult at best.
It would be like trying to listen to music with a jackhammer going nearby.
The telescope towers over the countryside, and we wanted to get a closer look. It takes 2 elevators to get to the top. We happened to visit while workers were dangling from the telescope, giving it a paint job. Idea of just how big this is until you're up here. The dish, they tell me they could fit ball fields side by side on it, and the telescope is really tall, 500 feet tall. I'm about halfway up right now. Each of the dish's individual panels are the size of a dining room table, and there are 2,000 of them.
We need that large collecting area because the signals that we're trying to pick up are almost undescribably faint.
Jay Lockman, the principal scientist of the telescope, explained to me some of what they study.
It can be for things as varied as studying the interior of the planet Mercury to looking at quasars.
They even spend part of their time looking for life out there in space. So if there's alien life, you guys might know first.
We might know first, yes.
While that kind of discovery may rock the world, for now, life here in Green Bank remains quiet. We may not understand how they manage without cell phones.
I have never used one. I wouldn't even know how to use it.
And they don't quite get our addiction to them.
It shocks me to think that people now view them like a pacemaker, something that you die without.
Life here is all about an easier time.
It's when we all played outside and you didn't sit on the computer all the time. I would not change this place for anything. Well,
Green Bank has a population of 145, and some people are moving there. People who believe they're electrosensitive and think cell phone signals and Wi-Fi are actually making them sick. Now, that's controversial in the medical world, but nonetheless, some people are moving there to get away from all of that.
I get it. I think it's really nice. I like the throwback nature to it, when life was simpler.
Absolutely.
We all weren't staring at our hands. If you were to secretly attempt to use a wireless router in your home, get some Wi-Fi going, would they come and bust you?
Oh, Ken Rice, you're such a rule breaker.
I'm just asking.
No, they actually
Heather's
send out a guy.
I want to know.
You want to know? They actually send out a guy when they're getting interference. They send out a guy in like a pickup truck, and he has all these detectors. They will track Heather down if she's there using Wi-Fi, and you could be in violation. For every violation, $50 fine if you don't agree, and they're really looking out for all sorts of things now. LED light bulbs actually can interfere, garage door openers, spark plugs in cars. So on the observatory grounds, they only drive diesel vehicles, so there's no interference.
It is truly fascinating. I can't tell you how many times we've been on our phones and said, what do we do without these things?
Right.
And it is so fascinating that these people just have no idea.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
they've never
really
had them.
incredible work
Yeah.
that they're doing at that observatory, too. So cool.
Great.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
David.
Thanks.